Hello everybody, and thanks for joining us today on the Oakland Car Review. Today we are taking a close and in-depth look at the 2014 Chevrolet Suburban. Now, the Suburban has been one of America's iconic family SUVs and has been for many generations. Now, this right here is the 2014 model, and this is the last year for this specific design style. In 2015, they have updated the interior and exterior extensively. So this is really the last, generation of this style. Now, as you can see, it's definitely a utilitarian geared vehicle. You can seat up to 8 passengers. It's the configuration that we happen to have in this LT model. You have several different trim levels. You have the LS, you have the LT, and the LTZ, which is the highest trim level. The Suburban also shares the same platform as the Yukon XL and Cadillac Escalade extended version. Now, the smaller brother to these vehicles is also the Chevrolet Tahoe, the Yukon, and the plain Escalade. So GM has built upon this style and this framework and this body among all those different levels of vehicles. So let's take a look at the last model year of this iconic generation. Now, in the interior of this vehicle, we have a very simple layout, nothing too fancy. On the LTZ model, you do get heated steering wheel, heated and cooled seats, which is a nice luxury feature, very comfortable. Again, this vehicle is very comfortable. The seats we're sitting in here are very nice and comfortable. We do have the heated seat function with driver memory 1 and 2, which is nice. We have the 3 rows of seats, with seating up to 8 in this configuration. We also can get the captain seats in the middle, which can seat 2 there, which is a total of 7. With the 3rd row in this vehicle, you can actually fit a human being back there, which is nice. So moving on to the front stack media system here, not a whole lot going on. Standard old school GM. We have our presets here, menu there, volume button there. It's all pretty self-explanatory. Dual zone climate control, climate in the rear, of course, as well. And that's about all you have here. Bose stereo system, which is nice. So very comfortable steering wheel, again, leather wrapped. I really love this style of steering wheel. It's old school, has all your buttons and knobs. Very, nice to rest your hands on it for long drives. I really like how it's laid out. So speaking of driving, let's take this vehicle out on the road and see how it drives. Now, again, we're using the old school here. We have our unlock lock key fob separate from the key, which is just fine. Now, speaking of driving, one of my truly favorite powertrains available today, in as far as gas engines go, has to be the 5.3 in this Suburban, and then also the 6.2 liter that you get in the higher trim level Denali and the Cadillac Escalade, which of course the Denali is part of the GMC Yukon brand. So now this engine is around 320 horsepower, around 350, well, it's a little below 350 torque. So lots and lots of nice power that you can get out of this small block V8 engine, and it really performs very nicely. I have also driven the 6.2 liter V8, which is around 400 horsepower, I believe 380 torque, 390 torque, and it is just a monstrous engine. Even this one, it's big, it's big, plenty of torque. I mean, accelerating, you hit 2,000 RPMs, and you're already going 25, so, it's pretty impressive. And the sound and roar, I mean, it just doesn't get old. I mean, just listen to this. We're just hitting 3,000 RPMs, heading to 4. I mean, oh my God, I love it. That's just a sound that you can't get out of these 6-cylinder turbos or 6-cylinder turbocharged. There's just no replacement for displacement, as they say. And this old engine does a great job of producing a nice amount of power, high-end torque, and just, again, great engine. Always have liked how GM does with their powertrains, and it's a great job. Now, moving on to steering and handling and body roll. Obviously, it's a really tall vehicle, really long vehicle, and a really wide vehicle. So we're dealing with all 3 aspects of the large vehicle there, and it does a pretty decent job of keeping the body roll to a minimum. We have the SafeTRACKS and of course traction control, and it's definitely a large vehicle, and you can really tell that when you're driving it. However, it's not unmanageable, and you can take a turn at 20 miles an hour and feel fairly comfortable, and you're not like sliding all over the place. So with that said, it's just fine, really, in my opinion. I'd have no problems with that. The steering is responsive. Steering is light. Is it too light? Maybe for some people, but again, utilitarian. You're having a lot of soccer moms drive this car. They don't want heavy steering that's going to be more enthusiast gauged. So the steering, again, it's light, but it gets the job done. So moving on to fuel economy, yikes, watch out. We're getting hit with about 15, 16 mpg city, 22, maybe 24 highway. That's what you're getting. So fuel economy is a sacrifice when you're driving a vehicle of this size, and again with the small block 5.3 or 6.2 V8 engine. But that's the price you pay to have the power, and in my opinion, it's definitely worth it. So overall, the handling capability of this vehicle, along with the powertrain and power delivery, is definitely one of the best full-size SUVs in the business. It combines all three aspects very well together, and I greatly enjoy how it drives. Overall, the 2014 Chevrolet Suburban marks the end of an era of that long-lived, well-loved SUV. Now on my left-hand side here, we have the next generation 2015 Chevrolet Suburban. Now, as we know, it has some big shoes to fill, and only the test of time will tell if this vehicle can live up to the Suburban name. Well, that's all we have for you today. Thanks for watching this episode of the Oakland Car Review.